All right, art nerds, let's figure out how to draw a shower using one-point perspective. Now, this is similar to doing the closet and how it recedes into the wall, but the main difference is that, you know, half the time you have the tub on the bottom, so it doesn't actually go all the way to the floor. So here's a couple differences. So first thing we need to do is we need to figure out where we want the tops and bottoms of things, okay? A lot of times your shower goes all the way up to the ceiling, so that we don't have to worry about. But if you have a tub, okay, that's about 2 feet off the ground, so you got to figure out where about 2 feet high is. If I'm thinking that this is about 4 or 4.5 feet, 2 feet's going to be about right here, so I'm going to put a hair lower. And then draw an orthogonal across the bottom, okay? And I'm just deciding that my shower is going to be on this side, okay? We'll take a look and see what it looks like in multiple different locations in a bit, okay? Now keep in mind, this is just the top edge of the tub, okay? That's all that it is right here. And then we are going to be creating the rest of this space here. We're going to make it look like it goes into the wall, and then you're going to go from there, okay? So it's a little bit easier building it into the wall than it would be to try to build this coming inwards. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap between my corner of my wall and where the, tile, the corner right here where the tile is stops. So I'm just going to draw a line all the way up here. Stops at the ceiling right there. Okay, I can erase that because that's my gap. Okay, my gap. Then I need to figure out how far I want my shower to be opened up. Well, I'm just going to stop it right here. If you move forward and you're just like, yeah, that's not as wide as I want it, you can always go back and change it. Okay, that's why we draw nice and light. Okay, so that's where I decided to stop. So this is all still my normal wall, okay? And if I had wanted to have it where there'd be a little bit of tile around the outside edge, I'm going to try and make it a little bit bigger so it looks like it's mimicking the opposite side. There we go. So this is sort of like where the tile stops and where the normal wall starts, in case you're trying to visualize what I'm just doing there. And then you also need these top edges here. So I need the edge of where my ceiling kind of levels off, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to this corner here, and I am going to draw a horizontal line from there all the way until I get to the other side of this whole shower space that I was creating, okay? Now this right here, you are going to erase this, okay? And I'll explain to you why, okay? This is your ceiling, okay? Do you see how your ceiling, it stays flat within that shower space, okay? So you do not need that orthogonal to go through there, okay? Because you're adjusting where the corner between the wall and the ceiling is. The corner's right here, and then the corner's now right here because you're going into the wall a bit. Now I need to figure out how wide my tub is. It's probably not as wide as it is right now, so I'm going to draw a horizontal line from this corner towards my wall like I did across the top. And then I'm going to identify where I want it to stop, and I want it to stop about right here, okay? And like I said before, if it ends up being too skinny or too wide, you can always go back and fix it, okay? Drawing lightly has its perks. Okay, then I'm going to erase this bit, and I'm going to erase this bit because I don't want a horizontal line finishing that off. It's not going further into the wall. It's actually going to be where the top of my tub is and the other edge of my ceiling is going to be. So those need to be orthogonal lines. So right here, nice orthogonal. Other end of my tub, a nice orthogonal. Okay, so let's highlight some of these main lines that we have here, reconstructing our room. Okay, so we have that line defining one of the vertical edges of wall by our tub / shower. We have that edge here, this edge here, we have this edge across the top. Okay, and then we have this corner. Okay, see that just a little bit better? Okay, it looks like it's going into the wall. Okay, now technically this is, if I wanted to make like a little seat and there's like a window here and it's like a window bench, that's what it kind of looks like now because I don't have the details with the tub itself. So pretty wild. So I just need to figure out, well, how wide do I want this edge of my tub to be? I just need to pick a spot, draw a horizontal line on this top edge, and then orthogonals on the sides. Okay, so And as always, if it's too big or too small, just fix it. Fix it to what you need it to be. There we are. And then I'm going to have vertical line coming down because this is the corner edge of my tub. Okay? So far so good? Hope so. Alright. Now from this point, that's where you start adding some of the details in the space, okay? So a lot of times you're going to have, you know, a shower curtain with the shower curtain rod, okay? You might have some details on the inside, but, you know, half the time you'll probably have most of it covered up with that shower curtain. So I just need to figure out where I want this curtain rod attached. I'm going to start with a nice, almost a circle, okay, because I know that it's supposed to be round. It's sort of tubular. And then I'm going to be using my orthogonal lines to create the illusion that's going across that bathroom, right in the shower. Right here. And right here. Okay, there's my curtain rod. Erase the bit that's going through because I can't see the corner of the ceiling through the curtain rod. There we are. Okay. You see it now? Okay. This is where I would probably see if you can find an image of a curtain that's tilted sideways. So it actually makes sense. But I do know that it will have little rings across here, and I'll have my rings coming slightly closer together as we keep going. Maybe I have them all bunched up right here because, you know, it was opening. Okay. And then you'll figure out how to kind of sketch that in there, okay? So this is where it's, you know, you're going to need some sort of reference to get that in there so it looks like it's actually draping and hanging here. Okay? Because this is the part that you don't need perspective, you need vantage points. So you just need what angle am I looking at this in, and then adding that to it, okay? Details and stuff on the inside. Okay, don't worry too much about it. If you want to have like a little shampoo bottle sitting right here in the corner, keep in mind whether it is above or below that vanishing point. That determines what part of the bottle, if you see the top or not of the bottle and stuff like that. So you can add those kind of details. And this looks a little bit different depending on what side of the room that you are on. So let's take a look at that. All right, so here we are with our shower on either side. And see, I added some tiling, okay, so basically just adding orthogonals because they're all level with the floor, and then breaking it up using, see how all these kind of line up and it's almost staggered, okay, so just playing around with that a little bit. That's something you can also do on the inside. I added some shower fixtures and like a faucet and that kind of stuff, and I really encourage if you aren't having it all closed off with like a shower curtain, making sure that you include some of those details to make it more look like a real space. Okay, so definitely look at some images to really help you. I just kind of doodled these in, and they're not really perfect, but they work just for explaining it just a little bit. But notice how especially the ceiling sections are very different with each one. This one, see how it goes into this side, so you erase this bit. This one's sort of like a mirror image coming in this way. This one, notice how it goes in with an orthogonal. See how this goes in with horizontals, okay? That's because it's going further away from us for this edge, and then you have a horizontal to mark where the opposite end of that shower tub section is, okay? So if you end up having more of a shower that's kind of built in without the tub feature, basically you're just going to be extending this all the way to the floor, okay? It's essentially a closet without the ceiling right there, okay? So that'd be something that you could also do. These doors are also just very simple, okay? You can kind of see through it, but that's more of a value thing going on, okay? And then that's basically how you draw a shower in 1-point perspective.